straight, Fiver. You want us to climb this, is that it?
Yes.
Hello there, I'm James Cope from Packaday Productions, and I would like to talk to you about one of the greatest films ever made that you might have heard of, but you never actually saw, and you really should. The film in question today is one of my favorites from my childhood. Whether or not this film is meant for kids is definitely a debate worth having, and while I would never say, yes, your kids absolutely should watch this, I am very thankful that I was able to watch it at a young age and grow with it. It's a film on the topic of the human experience. And when we say human experience, what are we talking about? Life, death, family, home, religion, mythology, human nature, relationships, conformity, war, society, and maybe most importantly, how do we fit into that society? So if you want to watch a film that really explores this topic deeply, well, then I would tell you you should probably watch an animated film from the 1970s about rabbits. And that's why today we're going to be talking about the 1978 film, Watership Down. Based on the award-winning book by Richard Adams and produced, directed, and screenplay by Martin Rosen.
Long ago, the great Frith made the world.
For this video, I will only be talking about the 1978 film. I will not be focusing on the book, which is also wonderful, or the BBC series or Netflix miniseries, which I really did not care for those.
Frith made all the animals and birds, and at first made them all the same. Now among the animals was Elachera, the Prince of Rabbits.
When it comes to world building, this film knocks it out of the park. It has its own mythology, its own religion, different forms of government, and it even has its own language.
No, I have not seen him. So Frith said, "Come out, and I will bless you instead." No, I cannot.
The human experience is such a massive topic. Unless you're Charles Dickens, most writers try to avoid it. But there are many films that try to cram in the human experience into 2 or 3 hours. A couple of the great films on this topic would be David Lynch's Elephant Man or Orson Welles' Citizen Kane. But I would say the film we're going to talk about today explores the topic even deeper than those two great films.
All the world will be your enemy, Prince with 1,000 enemies. And whenever they catch you, they will kill you. But first they must catch you. Digger, listener, runner, Prince with the swift warning. Be cunning, full of tricks, and your people will never be destroyed.
I'm putting a warning on this video because some of the scenes in this film are downright nightmare fuel. So why haven't you heard of this film? Well, this might have something to do with it. If you grew up in the 1980s, you might know this film under a different name. Oh yeah, that bloody rabbit movie. And you wouldn't be wrong. Now, I personally love how this film shows us pain and the hardships of death. I don't feel you can have a film on the topic of the human experience without it. However, I do understand those who would be turned off by this sort of imagery. In America, where our films and television have been so watered down and made safe from anything real, it can be very jarring to see.
I can't feel him breathing. It's broken in two. It's free. Big wig.
That's not to say that this film doesn't have humor. One of the voice actors is legendary comedian Zero Mostel, which most might know from the Mel Brooks film The Producers.
Yeah! 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 I've never seen anything like it.
It's some kind of a bird.
Are you hurt? Bigwig, I've got an idea. See if you can find some worms.
Worms? We dig for worms? What for Fritz' sake?
I'll get up plenty soon.
Well, he's hurt and we want to help him.
A bird? What for?
We help you.
Piss off! What for help me?
What happened to you?
Damn cat jumped me, farm cat.
We know her.
We take you to Burrow.
Go away. We no good what I walk. Plenty good. Is long way?
Fiver, there's been some trouble. Hazel's been shot. No. The Black Rabbit serves Lord Frith. But he does no more than his appointed task. Hazel's not dead.
The main plot of the film is about a pair of siblings, one who is respected and thought of in high regard named Hazel, and the other one is his brother who is thought of as a weirdo named Fiver. Fiver has premonitions about the future, feelings and visions about what is coming next, and is also able to see the Black Rabbit, a ghostly figure that is the rabbit representation of death. But the brothers don't fight. They work together. The conflict in the story comes from the society they live in and their want for something more. The influence of this film is still felt today. Richard Kelly, the writer-director of the cult film Donnie Darko, said he was greatly influenced by this book and film. And if you watch both, it's easy to make the connections.
How can the light that burns so brightly suddenly burn so pale?
But I think we all know that you cannot have life without death, and showing death in its ugly and bloody form is a way of being honest about it and not lying to yourself or your audience.
Bigwig, please don't die.
It's no use.
We got you out.
What shall we do without him?
My heart has joined 1,000. For my friends stopped running today.
You see this? They did it to me. It's an identification mark. Tells you when you can be above ground.
What do you mean? Who's to stop you?
They're Ausler. Their chief is called Woundwort, General Woundwort. I don't think even you'd match up to him, Bigwig. Under him are captains, each one in charge of a mark. If you're found above ground at the wrong time, they take you.
The animation is beautiful but simple. The voice talent is wonderfully cast. However, John Hurt and Zero Mostel are the real standouts here. The music is haunting and matches the tone of the film perfectly. This is a film about life and death and everything in between. I can't even think of a film or TV show made in the last 20 years that comes even close to exploring the human experience the way this film does. There is so much more to say about this film, but I'm just going to stop here and say you should go watch the 1978 film Watership Down.
I didn't see what happened to them. It must have cut them down.
Lord Frith, I know you've looked after us well, and it's wrong to ask even more of you. But my people are in terrible danger. So I would like to make a bargain with you. My life in return for theirs.
There is not a day or night but a doe offers her life for her kittens, or some honest captain of Asla is life for his chief. But there is no bargain. What is what must be. All the world will be your enemy, prince with 1,000 enemies.